Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Me here. Today we're going to continue our quest to beat Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you recall from our last episode, we were doing a lot of Kingdom events lately, which is perfectly fine because that's pretty much the end of the game. We're getting real close, I believe, to the last chapter. We're trying to rank up as many people as possible. Now, of course, I'm using mods in my playthrough, so this is going to be something that's slightly different than your guys' playthrough. I also leveled up my characters off screen, as well as shuffled around some gear. So quickly, we'll just walk through that. And that's just brief, like literally the first 5 minutes of just talking about what we've done. By and large, it's mostly in making sure that their strength, dex, and con was upgraded if at all possible, making sure that they had the right feats, making sure that their spell books were completed, and of course, I did find on that note a reason for doing that one quest. See if I can find it right here. Secrets of Suramagmagan. This was the spell they said they gave us. It's actually a cleric spell, so the two clerics, Harem and Tristan, have access to it. It's a level 8 spell. Notice here it says it briefly uses them for your benefit. You get basically one of 5 secrets to choose from every time you cast a spell, and only good characters can use this spell. Now it says can use the spell. I don't know if that means can cast it. You can cast it on a target, so target point within close range. So again, that's something that we'll have to test out when we get out there. So Harem probably can't use it as my point because he's chaotic neutral, but Tristan is like neutral good, and therefore he can use it. I'm fairly certain. So that was that. As far as the character upgrades went, everybody from Octavia on damn near got leveled up. So Octavia is now level 18 as far as upgrades are concerned. We just made sure that she had, again, the appropriate strength, dex, and con. So she has a belt of physical might that's con and strength. And the reason for that is because she has the lightest touch gloves, which is the best dexterity I can give her right now. She also has a ring of circumstances. We've yet to activate it because we need to go out into the wild to do that sort of thing. You'll also notice that for just about everybody, I made sure that if they cast spells, that they probably have a meta magic rod or 5. So we went that route as well. Lindsay, she has just doubled up on protection with natural armor. She's still rocking basically the same gear, except I gave her a physical form belt. It's a 6 dex, 6 con, so it's a solid upgrade for her. Notice also that she's using a heavy crossbow, whereas originally we had given Lindsay light crossbow skills here, weapon focus and light crossbow. At the last feat, I decided, well, you know what, she's using that heavy crossbow, let's give her weapon focus and heavy crossbow as well. So she's still being able to rock that with a nice solid bonus to her swing. And of course, we got different spells as a result of her level up process. Now for Ragangar, we actually did it quite a bit. We still kept the same stuff that you see in here. By and large, I gave him the Ring of Chaos. That was something that we originally had on Octavia. Since she has the Ring of Circumstances, I'm like, well, you know what? This is going to waste. Let's give it to him. And freedom of movement, therefore, he's never ever worried about being paralyzed. That's a solid upgrade for him. He's still using the Ring of Reckless Courage, so we have to kind of be careful with that one. He has that problem, where again he can be confused, but again he should have serious protection from stuff like that. He also has the Amulet of 4 Elements. This is going in unison with his Charred Mantle, as well as being a Blue Dragon bloodline. So he has electric bonuses from 1, his bloodline, and from 2, from his Amulet of 4 Elements. So as far as electric spells are concerned, Shocking Grasp being my favorite, he can get an extra 3 points of damage per die. So if it does 5d6 of damage, it does 5d6 plus 15. If it does 10d6 of damage, because we say intensified it, then it does 10d6 plus 30. And that's a solid upgrade for him. And again, as a Magus, he's going to appreciate that. He's level 19 now. We even gave him some swift booties so he can be a little bit faster. He's got the alkali glove, so he does some acid damage on his swing. He's still got his slender crack scimitar. And of course, Talwyn's armor we gave him a while back. That's the one that allows him to 50% of the time to ignore critical hits and sneak attacks. They still do damage, but they don't do critical hit and they don't do sneak attack damage. So it does help protect him quite a bit. From there, we have Amiri. And Amiri, we kitted out with not only a great axe. I would have loved to give her the other one. This one here, the Lava Forge axe, which is still a viable choice. I could give it to her instead of this damn useless ass sword of hers. The Miri's Triumph sword, kind of a piss in my opinion. But this one here is a solid weapon. This is the one we were just gifted not too long ago. The Lava Forged Axe is a greater flaming bleed plus 5 great axe. And remember, she excels at great axes, as you can see with the massive bonus that she has to swing. She also has, of course, the Vanquisher, the original one we gave her, which is badass and does retarded damage as well, 41 to 52. But look at this one, 33 to 58, and some of that's fire damage. So again, there's differences between the two. Notice also, this one is not the keen version, or sorry, is keen because she has improved critical, so it's 19 to 20. But this one here has a built-in 19 to 20 crit range. So when we make it keen, it's twice as big. So this is a really nice crit weapon for her still. And then, of course, we gave her the Bardiche, the Champion of Graves one. And it doesn't show the damage here as far as the extra 3d6 of negative energy damage. But, again, that's something that I would like to test. It's not the best weapon she has because, again, she has so much skill and great access. But I think what the hey. We gave her armor upgrades, of course. She's still rocking decent strength, dex, and con. I gave her the strength dex belt because she had a nice con upgrade from this. She has a bonus to her wisdom, which not that she particularly cares, but it's a better will save for her. And she doesn't cast divination spells, so that doesn't matter. But by and large, she's doing pretty good for herself. And, oh yeah, I gave her the Black Dragon breastplate armor, as Reg was using that Talwyn's armor now. From there, we have Val. She's rocking the crown, as you may noticed. I figured, what the hell, she had something that was just like a bonus to charisma, and that's it. And it was very lame. It was a cloak. But she has this sword that gives a bonus to charisma +6. But if she switches weapons, then her charisma dips. And I'm like, screw that. I want to keep her charisma high. She's an advisor, and her charisma is the stat that she keys off of. So depending on what weapon she's wielding, she could literally have gone from a 22 down to a 18. And that's just not something I wanted to deal with. So I gave her the crown. No one was using it. And it gives her a bonus to will saves as well. So, or for compulsion effects, I should say. We have strength, dex, and con upgrades. One is coming from the ring that she's wearing, the Colossus ring. She can cast a large person on herself twice a day, so she can become very big and just have a better reach, which is awesome. The dex, she's an inherent cautious bonus, and I don't remember where this came from. I think this is a deity thing where the god blessed her when she took away her scar, and she gave her this inherent ability. It's pretty badass. She's got, of course, Korghast Shackle Fairy. This is the other +6 strength belt that I have out there, and I figured keep it. Gave her decent armor here, and acid immunity there, so she still needs deflection bonus. However, notice that the shields that we gave her, one of them has deflection bonus in it. Not this one, it's going to be this guy then. Yeah, +4 deflection bonus and +4 resistance on all saves. So again, a solid upgrade for her if she needs extra, turtle up protection. However, switching over to this guy is still a valid choice because it gives her better saves against fire, acid, cold, and electric type spells, and a better AC that you're not seeing over here when she's fighting against huge or larger creatures. So again, if she's fighting like a giant ass dragon or giant purple worms or some shit, she'll get a better armor upgrade as a result of that. So pretty decent. She has, of course, these butterfly wings. That's the real reason she has such a good saving throw. But she has the ability to cast that prismatic spray. That was the one that killed us the other day a couple times on our team from those Anku, those floating mantis-looking bastards. That's the same spell, and she has that 3 times a day now. For someone that's not a caster, that's pretty cool to have, I think. Of course, she still has her Ravina's Embrace, solid armor, and we gave her, since her cloak slot was available, I took away the one that gave her a minor bump to charisma, because the sword was providing it, and when the sword wasn't providing it, then she has the crown. I took that cloak away and gave her the Cloak of Shadows that I was used to wear, and this is the immunity to blindness and dazzling, and I figured, what the hell, let's make sure that she never gets blinded by anybody if she's in the front ranks. From there, we have Harem. He leveled up as well. He's a level 18 cleric now, so he's access, of course, all the way to level 9 spells. He has a Belt of Physical Flow, which is Strength Dex, and then we see his con is coming from his heavy shield that he's currently wearing. This is the newest shield we just picked up, the Wild Guardian. I figured, what the hell, let's give that to him, and it's a bonus to his will saves as well, but you don't see that because, of course, the Cloak of Resistance is overshadowing that, which is fine. And I'd rather have that, matter of fact. Let's see, actually, do I have a +5 cloak? No. Okay. He still has his Metal Reborn Wisdom Charisma helmet, which is his thing. Nothing wrong with that, and again, it was made for him, in my opinion, so I'm cool with that. We gave him the best natural armor necklace we could give him, so he doesn't even need Bark Skin on himself or Shield of Faith on himself, because both of those cover that perfectly. He says his Quenchless Life armor, which is bonus against necromancy spells, saves against necromancy spells, and Undertaker's Glove. So if he ever fights undead, he's actually pretty good there. Now, the only real thing to do would be to give him something different than the Ring of Luck. It's a bonus. I don't mind it. But there really wasn't anything in this list over here that was like, woohoo, you must grab that. So, I mean, I suppose I could give him something like the Ring of Improved Proficiency. While the deflection bonus is useless because of his Ring of Protection, it would give him a bonus to his melee swing with his weapon, which is cool. We gave him, of course, the Sovereign Mace and the Authority Mace, and again, these are amazing. This is the best combo, I think, for him right now, because it's the one that every time he hits a new opponent, he gets a stacking bonus to his armor class, his attack rolls, and his saving throws across the board for the whole fight. So if there's 5 guys there, if he hits every 5 guys, each one of those guys once, then he gets basically a +5 bonus to a variety of things. The Authority Mace, of course, makes him immune to fire, sets things on fire. Basically, it's just a general screw-you weapon to the bad guys. I thought it set him on fire. Was I mistaken on that? Oh, I must be thinking of something else. Oh, no, here it is. Or be set on fire. Yeah. And, of course, it's an unholy weapon. So, yeah, I guess if you want to fight evil or good people. But he's pretty tanked up. Now, as far as Knock Knock was concerned, we've got his final level 19 upgrade. I want to show that to you real quick. His class skill, not only did he get his last sneak attack die, but he also gets another bonus to his finesse training. So we have kukris, daggers, and I gave him punching daggers for his last one. What does this mean? His dexterity bonus is added to his damage when he wields any of those weapons. And since he's 2-weapon wielding, he would get it full strength on the main weapon and half strength, I believe, on the off weapon. However, he has, where is it, double slice, and that allows him to get that full damage back. So that he literally is able to do a +9 and a +9 in this case to each of these weapons, which is why they're doing such good damage. And I gave him a pretty decent combo in my opinion. This is the Speed Dagger +2, and this is the Prehistoric Tooth, which is an amazing necrotic, lethal +4 finesse wielding punching dagger. So again, solid negative energy damage on top of that one. So it does even more damage than this one. However, this one has 4 attacks, this one has 3. And it's because it's a speed weapon. You cannot have 2 speed weapons in your hands and get the speed buffs both times. You only get 1. So equip the one that you want. His kukris are decent still. You can see that they do 22 to 39, 22 to 39, or 23 to 25, 21 to 23. You know, he does good damage. And they have that massive crit range, which of course is the real appeal there. However, these guys are still solid choices for just putting numbers on the board, extra attack around, which means extra sneak attack, and then the extra negative energy damage on top of that one, which is pretty baller in my opinion. And I liked that. I thought that was pretty goddamn cool. Other than that, nothing really different for him. We have to be careful with him because he's got the neck of double crosses. If anyone walks away from Knock Knock in combat on our side, he will try to sneak attack those guys with an attack of opportunity, and that could kill us. So we have to be real kind of careful. But he's got a decent headband. Matter of fact, do I have a better one on them? Sadly, no. So he's basically finished. He's got a Power Stone to get his strength up a little bit. I figured, what the hell? While he's not a strength-based character, I do like people being able to carry more. And we already had it, so what the hell. He's got a nice ring of security. While I could give him a better ring, I suppose, this one's still decent because it's the deflection bonus is only +2, but he has +2 to his saves, which of course is negated by this Cloak of Resistance +5. But then, of course, the real important part here is the spell resistance 14. It's not amazing, but it is there, and I did appreciate that. We always kept another ring, of course, if we wanted to swap something out. But that's it. The sisters we never talk about because they straight up suck as far as I'm concerned. Well, let's get back into the game, shall we? We have lots to do today. Let's see, what can we get accomplished? First, we'll sip the coffee, and then we'll look at our stuff. Journal. We want to see how long we have till our curse kicks in. And see if there's anything else that has cropped up. Doing good there. I'll leave that open because this is the last chapter I think that we're in right now. Companion quests should be all current. Yes, they are. They have all this stuff still to do. Still waiting for this one. I wonder what else finishes that thing off. We have 186 days to go before this curse kicks in full effect again. So we have plenty of time to level stuff up. Not as much as you would like, but you can see we have Jod available or being used right now, and we have her currently working on spell resistance discovery. That's spell resistance 16 for anybody in our claimed regions, which is pretty badass. So it's time to rank up someone else. First, though, in 7 days, Lindsay will pop, and that's it. And what's her chance of passing? 31. So we'll have the price to come save that. So we'll rank up. Who do we rank? Well, actually, first, region. We can claim the region. You know what? I think we're going to do that. Let's actually claim this thing. Needed to be done. And it gives us one of our last territories, I believe. I am looking at that shit. This is the only thing we don't have left. And I don't know that we even ever get that. It looks like we should. But doesn't say so. Oop. Lindsay, your failure. Okay. Try again. Success. Success. Plus 5 immunity, plus 5 loyalty, plus 10 relations, and of course our 3 BP extra. Okay, so we have another upgrade for regions here. Notice mountain resorts. Beautiful sights, mineral water, and fresh air make this mountain region a perfect place for a resort. Don't forget exciting excursions to the sinister Cyclopean ruins. No special effect. Kind of an odd little thing to suggest to people, but what else? And of course we still have our Magic of the Abandoned Keep that we definitely want to get done too. Others, we have scouting of the northeastern regions now. That will take 15 days. That will be the end of the month. Before we do that, though, let's check our events. We have Jubilos as an opportunity. And we have Tristan as a problem. Let's lock those in now. Now, what was that other thing we just talked about? Scouting. Let's get... let's get Ekandayo on it, because we want to have military rank up next, and that's going to be Ragangar. So we're going to start that project, and again, he'll be done by the 30th, which should be the end of the month. So if one thing shows up that only he can solve, we'll have the opportunity to do that. Okay, so before we hop out of that, let's actually go to our throne room. Doesn't say that anyone wants to talk to us. That doesn't mean advisors are not there, or artisans, excuse me, are not there to give me gifts. Let's see if they did. Here's one of them. Is that you, Mim? It is. Let's see. Frozen Shout, another one of those hats that allows us to do extra cold damage. Let's see. Did we get Mim's magic item? Her masterpiece, I should say. Mim's masterpiece, the Great Dreamer Smile. No, we have not. So we're going to say, great, can't wait to see it. It means I can create my brilliant design. Can't wait for you to light when it's ready. Well, awesome. You just do your thing, kid. She'll bring us random shit until that time. But the goal is, of course, for her to give us the magic shit. The masterpiece. Varask has given us something. Plate of the Beast. We've already had that once before from him as well. Let's see, where's Varask on my list? No, over here. Varask. He likes espionage and military. So this will be the way to upgrade him, is with military increases with Ragangar. Let's see. What does he know? He makes a really good two-handed axe called Obliteration that we definitely want to get our hands on. I think we'll just... we're still looking for a dagger. A frailty dagger. Makes a specific thing. And I want the dagger. The dagger's not listed in here, except for... I think Khalid style weapon is what it falls under. I don't know that for the top of my head. Sturdy, frightening, and elegantly simple. Got it, will do. It's either that or the one right below it. He has a lot of ambiguous things. Is this Naz? Nazriel. Give me my goddamn sword, Naz. Weaver's chainmail. I didn't want that. Alright. Nazriel. What are we gonna do with you, Naz? You have everything I can give you, you son of a bitch. I suppose I could just say work on the swords. Sword that's swift and tough. That's the sword category. That doesn't mean she'll make, or he, she, they will make me the sword that I want, but at the very least they have a bunch of other swords that they can make us. This is Cheryl, our clother. Prankster's robes. Cheryl, what do you do? That's awesome. You make... Leviathan's gifts, envy, eyes of the master, or envy of the master. Envy of the master. Oh, you make the kick-ass robe. let's just have her make whatever. Because the robe that they can make us is the one you really, really want. That's the, what's it called? Royal, no, it's the ambrosial attire of arcane annihilation. I know that's a lot of words all at once. That's an amazing robe. That's the one that's like the necklace that we just gave to Ragangar, where it's a bonus to all your fire, electric, cold, acid damage. Another weapon upgrade here. I'll take that. But it also gives you like spell pen +4. It's just like ridiculous. So it's an amazing, and a bonus I think to your ray spells as well. It's an amazing one to put on a Raycaster build. Now what did we just pick up? Let's go from newest to oldest. Here is the Blinding Light. Someone dropped this off without talking to me, you sneaky little bastard. This is a nice S-Stock. Amazing S-Stock for that matter. And remember, I did an S-Stock Saint build. Highly recommend you look at that earlier video. It's a solo build. S-Stock Saint was having fun, but we couldn't find any good S-Stocks, and now we know why. Because most of them were hidden behind the wall of an artisan that makes them for you. And here's one right here. +5 S-Stock. Improved critical. So notice the multipliers ×3 instead of ×2. It's the highest crit range normal, 18 to 20, and it's not because it's keen, so you can make it keen with either improved critical for an S-Stock or as a magus, like a Sword Saint can, make it a keen weapon temporarily. So I can make that the 15 to 20 range, and when it does crit, it does 3 times the damage. Now, on that, when you cast your meta magic, or sorry, your melee touch attacks through your weapon, like all magus can, when the weapon crits, your spell crits. That's the appeal. That's why you crit fish. So you do Shocking Grasp, for instance, as a staple through your weapon, and when it crits, your weapon discharges the spell crits for double damage. Now you may think, oh, well, this is 3 times the damage then, right? Only for the weapon, not for the spell. The spell crits and it only doubles it. So it always is the same. So don't worry about that. This is just for the weapon itself. And again, I still appreciate a high crit weapon that does 3 times the damage on a crit, because we will pump out some serious goddamn damage and multiply that by 3. Yes, please. So solid choice. But notice this part. Whenever it lands a critical hit, it has a chance to blind the target. Now, it doesn't tell us how much that chance is, which is a shame. But a blinded target is even easier than for you to hit, because, again, they can't see the next blow coming. So pretty solid weapon there. This is our robes, the Prankster's robe that we just got dropped off by Cheryl. Notice it's got its own armor class, +4. And that's because of the deflection bonus to it. So it's just like a ring of protection +4. And a +2 luck bonus on all saves. And the ability to cast blindness spell twice a day as a 5th level wizard. I guess that's the prankster part of it. Haha, you're blind permanently. I guess that's funny. I don't know. But it's decent. It's not the best choice ever, but it's a solid robe. I mean, if anything, we can sell it for a decent penny. And then, of course, the last thing we picked up here was, well, the last 3 things here we picked up was the Weaver's Chainmail. Chainmail, like it sounds, medium armor, 9 armor class, because it's 6 + 3. It's not bad. So add 9 to 2, you get 11. Again, not the best I've ever come across, but it's still solid. It's got a reflex bonus to it, which is cool. Acid resistance in it as well, part of the appeal for the Weaver's Chainmail. And then the weird part here is it allows you to cast the web spell 3 times a day as a 5th level wizard. That's not bad. For like a fighter type or a ranger type that doesn't have access to this spell, it's kind of cool. Then you can just suddenly just whip it out and just, boof, here you go, web spell, you son of a bitch. And again, for a ranger in particular, because if they have the right spell prepared for themselves, they could be immune to the effects of that web spell. That's pretty cool. So again, I could see the appeal. It'd be more of a melee ranger, in my opinion, a strength-based build, with just enough dexterity to capitalize on that too. But solid. Here is, of course, the Plate of the Beast. This is one we had before already. It's 8 and 3, so 11. Again, kind of lackluster. It's got a con bonus to it. It's an enhancement, so it's not anything better than what your belt could give you. But still, it's there. And it allows you to do Aspect of the Wolf, and I don't remember what that spell particularly does. I want to say it buffs your con, sadly. So this wouldn't stack with this more likely than not, which is kind of a shame. But it's something. And this, of course, was our first gift, our Frozen Shout, which we already had. This is the one that's on Octavia right now, this character. And her Frozen Shout allows her to do extra cold damage, 1 extra die, per 1 extra point of damage per die. So like a snowball spell that does 5d6 of damage, we'll do 5d6 + 5. And again, we had originally the necklace on that gave her that buff, again, for cold, fire, electric, and acid. And there is another way to get another cold bump, which is of course being a cold sorcerer bloodline or magus bloodline, kind of like Ragongar here, only he's an electric dragon subtype. You could, if he was a cold dragon subtype, or someone else was for that matter, they would get a bonus to all their cold spell damage, which is a pretty solid buff, by the way. So you could really rock out a solid cold build, in my opinion, with this, a cold bloodline, the necklace, and of course the robes. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 extra points of damage for every cold spell die that you cast out there. And think about the spell that you're getting for free here, the Cone of Cold. That's 11d6 of damage. That's the best it's casting right here, 11d6, right? So if at 11d6, what does that do? 11d6 plus 44 damage per person it hits. This is an amazing screw you, which is pretty badass in my opinion. You could have done this for not only cold, but the necklace and the robes work for acid, fire, and electric as well. So you could have been electric dragon like Ragongar, and in his case, his bonus is coming from the necklace, his bloodline. Once he gets the robes, he could have the robes too, and then of course the charred mantle. Now he's the only one that can wear this one though, so that's the caveat there. But that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 again. He could have had for electric damage, which is of course the best you could have. That's a solid screw you to the bad guys for, give me a second, the Shocking Grass, there it is, the Shocking Grass spell that he loves to channel as a magus through his main weapon. So a strict screw you to the bad guys. And again, when it crits, all those multiplied numbers get multiplied again, which is pretty badass. The other choice was fire or acid. Now how do you get that one? You have the necklace, you have the robe, you have an acid subtype dragon, and then there's a ring that allows you to do extra acid damage based on 1 point per die. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So acid is a solid choice in contender as well. If you didn't like that and you wanted to go fire, you can also get it to fire. You get the necklace, the robe, have a dragon subtype that's fire dragon, that's like gold or red dragon for instance, and then you have a rod of flaming vengeance. Now remember, I just bragged not too long ago that I have the rod of flaming vengeance, and that's this guy right here. No, wait, no, I take it back. Rod of Flaming Vengeance does not give you an extra attack damage. It just turns your spells into fire damage. And increases the evocation of your spell, increases the caster level of your spells. Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember what it was now. Okay, so the fourth item was a weird one. The fourth item, so you have the necklace, you'd have the robes, you'd have a fire dragon subtype, and then you have a weapon. And the reason that this is a weird one is because the weapon is not a melee weapon. It is a ranged weapon. It's called the... actually, I don't remember what it's called. But it is a sling staff. So one of those halfling weapons where you use a sling stone and chuck it at bad guys, and it's a +1 to your fire damage. Again, +1 damage per die of fire damage, which of course there's many fire spells in the game. So that, and the dragon subtype, and then of course those two things, the necklace and the rope, would add +4 total. Now think about that for something like a fireball spell. It does 10d6 of damage. That does 10d6 plus 40 with those 4 items. That's pretty badass. Think of it if you've intensified that. Now it's a 15d6 fireball now, and again 15d6 plus 30, 60. It's just a huge amount of damage you're wishing out there. And again, you could do it for that. You can do it for Dragon's Breath, so long as it's the fire version. You could do it for Sirocco, which is not that impressive, quite frankly. But you could add to the damage potential is the point. And there's other fire spells out there. Firestorm, Hellfire Ray, probably doesn't catch it. But Scorching Ray should. And Scorching Ray would be pretty impressive because, again, 4d6 times, or plus 4 times 4, that would be 16 more. So 4d6 plus 16 per beam. That's a big screw you to a bad guy for a level 2 spell. So again, you could see the appeal for a Ray caster to go that route. Matter of fact, if I were to make an Eldritch Archer, if I didn't go Mirror Bow, which of course is Pie in the Sky Dreaming, we don't even have that weapon yet, but if we didn't go Mirror Bow as our weapon of choice, I would actually make a Halfling, Halfling for the Eldritch Archer build, and use the quarters or the Sling Staff, get that flaming Sling Staff, as well as those three other items we were talking about. So the necklace, the robes, and of course be actually you can't be a dragon bloodline for that because you're an Eldritch Archer. Well, that's okay. You'd still be 1, 2, 3 with the weapon up. It's not as impressive, I guess. Anyway, that's enough talking about all that fun stuff. Let's get back to it. Let's see. We have. I wanted to sell something.
How may I serve you?
What do we want to sell? First off, is there anything to sell? Yeah, just a little bit. And weapon-wise, we just picked up the blinding light. No one's using that as stock, which is a damn shame because it is pretty. We're keeping Amiri's Triumph Sword, even though there's no reason to keep that piece of piss. I'll keep in the Shady Longbow and all these other things as well. Armor-wise, I do not need this Defender Shield anymore. Heart of Thunder, we'll keep that because I'm not sure that I won't give that to somebody else later on, but I don't need the Plate of the Beast. I did check out the Void Mirror to see if that's like something Ragongar would use, and it is not a bad choice for him, but what he's currently using makes me happy. Just to show it to you one more time, because it's the one that's the Talwyn's armor, so he has less of the likely to be sneak attacked or critted. So I kind of dig that for some protection. But again, if I thought we were going into an area where we're going to get heavily beamed with ray spells, then I have that in our pack so we can swap something like that out. Because again, that's 12 armor still, and this is 12 armor, 10 and 2, and he has enough dexterity if I buff him with a spell that he goes up to +3 on this side. And he can have the full +3 on that, so that'd be 9 and 3, so again, still 12. And then you throw in the extra 4 on top of that because of the dodge bonus to his ray attacks. Coming in towards him, so he would be protected from those ray casters. So we'll keep it on our person, but by and large, yeah. So, oh, there was actually the one more thing I did want to show you on the open map. Just actually quick save that mess. Something dawned on me. I don't know how we did it or when it happened, but we beat something, and I wanted to show it to you. So let's pull the team together. Sure. You guys can come with me. And we have to go to a place that we visited long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away. It is called... what's it called? Lonely Barrow. The Lonely Barrow is the place for that big bad boss fight. Remember that we did way too long ago? Where I went solo and kicked his ass with a little cheat that I did with a Heart of Ira, a couple of invisibility, well, probably 3 invisibility potions or spells on me, and the ability to teleport twice, remember? This was the area that you go to after you get the key, which we found, and you get all the charges to fall off the key. Every time you beat one of the monsters that the key's tied to, one of the big tough guys, basically, you basically... open up the potential to go fight this main bad guy. The reasoning behind that, if you follow the lore, lose some bodies here. If you follow the lore, the reasoning behind it was the main bad guy that's down in the basement was such a big bad guy that he didn't want anyone. He had a split personality basically because of a curse, and his good personality basically decided he was such a problem and so dangerous that he locked himself away in the basement here behind a force field. And the only way to open the force field is to light all the pillars. The only way to light all the pillars was to beat so many of certain monsters of a high tier, which basically is his way of making sure that whoever did this would be tough enough to take him out. See all the candles lit up? We have the key. As you approach the barrier, it utters a deep sigh. The monsters are defeated. The trial is past. The door will open to the strongest. The door will open to you. Will open. Plunge Rainer's key. Hey, unknown voice. Could you answer some questions? The monsters and the key. The door will open to the strongest. Tell me about the monsters. Monsters were the trial and the trial has been passed. The door will open to you. Tell me about the key. Key is in your hands. Ages ago it was hidden in the dungeon where 2 rivers flow into one lake. Ages later it was drawn into the light. Defeat the monsters, then give me the key, and the door will open to you. Knowledge Arcana check passed. It seems you're trying to hide something from me. This is no simple key, but a much more valuable artifact. The whispering subsides for a moment and then resumes with a different intense intonation. Yes, the key is more than just a key. It is a gauge. It is a part of a plan. The imprisoned one can only be freed by sacrificing the essence of his power. Tell me, Dora, what's locked behind you? Farners. Who created you? Farners. Farners is in prison. Farners is the one who created you. Maybe you can explain what all this means. Silence falls for some time, and then the monotonous whispering resumes. The door will open to the strongest. Defeat the monsters. The door will open to the strongest. Had no more questions? Examine the barrier. Barrier feels slightly warm and somehow alive to the touch. Odd patterns and magical symbols glimpse on its shimmering surface. Among them, you notice numerous pictures of various animals, monsters, and unusual creatures. Plunge Fire's keys into the barrier. You plunge the key into the barrier and watch as waves of barely visible bluish light run up and down along it. It appears that a protective spell of some sort was hiding its true nature, but now it disappeared. An ethereal whisper comes from the door and distinctly pronounces the word phylactery. You barely have time to consider its meaning when the key dissolves in the waves of blue light. It's part of a plan. The imprisoned one can be free, but only by sacrificing the essence of his power, the key to the magical prison. The key is delivered and destroyed. The monsters are defeated. The door opens to the strongest. Enter now.
I'm off.
And this would be when you would come in and kick his ass. And obviously do it in mass with the whole goddamn team. So again, we cheated because there was a light source you could see through here. You could teleport to the other side. Turn on, while being invisible, you could turn on your Heart of Ira, which is my necklace that does this AoE damage. The AoE damage doesn't count as me attacking him. So we never officially start to combat as a result of that. Only real reason to be here is just to show you that it worked and to show you the little tool tips. But there was treasure in here, the treasure on his body, and when you fight him the normal way, which would be like right now, he summons like 2 or 3 pets that are pretty goddamn tough, and he gets to cast like 2 spells every combat round, no less, the cheating bastard. So he gets really buffed up real quickly and hammers the shit out of you if you're not prepared. This is why that fight is actually as difficult as it really is. But cheesing it is definitely the way to go in my mind. But this is where you get all that epic loot. The kick-ass hat of +8 that I'm wearing, the massive axe, the Vanquisher that we got for Amiri, one that's her favorite weapon right now. Also, we got, there's like an amazing dueling sword there, a +5 dueling sword called Bloodhound. It's just a freaking baller-ass weapon. So if you ever made a dueling sword saint, this is an agile weapon. And again, as a sword saint, you get to pick whatever weapon you want that you're skilled in. And you are skilled in it, period. So you could have picked dueling sword, and that would have been a really nice upgrade at like Chapter 2 or Chapter 3. Pretty easy to get. So you would definitely want it. Might as well loot the place while we're here, I suppose. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that that was there. And that's the whole reason for the key. Now, I'm sure someone online has posted what all the different monsters were that you're supposed to defeat and where you can find them. But like I know, for example, like the Kreglinorm, that ugly-ass fucking dragon. Matter of fact, I can show you where that was at. That's over in the bridge of over the Gudrun River. In that little cave in there, there was a giant-ass dragon, a wingless dragon called the Kreglinorm. And that little bastard was doing fire damage and all kinds of other shit to us. We kicked his ass a long time ago. That's one of the monsters, for instance. And again, it's supposed to be hard-hitting monsters for a reason. So again, he was basically testing you. The good version of himself was testing you to make sure that you were strong enough to survive his fight. Because he wanted to put down his evil version of himself because of the curse. So we succeeded in that, is the point. And he's a lich proper. And hence phylactery was the word you saw there. So, pretty solid, cool, badass fight.
I'm there.
Come up here, sell off this junk. Boop. Those things. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty, ditey.
I do what I must.
We have someone in our throne room, or some event in our throne room that's happened. It's possible that someone's here waiting for us. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's come on over here. Quick save. What you got for me, game? Something that we have to do by the end of this month, and everybody's busy on it. But Tristan can't do it. Keston can, though. See that? And she'll be ready by the end of the month as well. So I have 2 people I can put on it. Honestly, I think it's an opportunity the devs missed out on. You know how when you camp, you get like a bonus to your let's say, perception check. Like you got 2 people on guard duty, right? One at first watch, one on second watch, and then you put a 3rd person underneath someone else. They get a bonus to their perception. I honestly think you should be able to double team this shit. I think they should have like your favorite person on it, and then put as a subcategory, say Octavia under it, to give her like a +2 to the check. I think that would have been a missed opportunity, and I think people would have probably appreciated that, especially with all the difficulty. Crisis points are nice, don't get me wrong, but they didn't have those in the vanilla version of the game when it was originally released, so that was something they added after the fact as well. I still would have appreciated having 2 people working the same project, but that's what it is. We wanted to go to our regions because we needed to go to this place here. Mountain Resort is a possibility for this place. I want to go to the region over here though and put in a village. Now where would we put a village here? Remember, anywhere we go we teleport to once we officially build it. But bottom, the peak. Sure, why not? It's right by the damn mountains. That's perfect. Build it. Now we go here. We want to make at least a teleportation circle, if not a mage tower. I don't think they'll let us make a mage tower here because it's only a town. Yeah. So let's get the wooden wall up. We always want our wooden walls. And we want a teleportation circle. They can be goddamn anywhere. What the hell is that? And then of course we have a watchtower. Or perception. Or sorry, espionage, excuse me. Definitely needed. And I always like to put a longhouse in the center. And we always benefit from having, what's it called? Bulletin board. And the town as well. Let's put that, now, I would put in a shrine, typically. And then a shop, I want to say, next to the shrine. A monument. No, monument goes on one side. Yay. What goes next to the shrine? Is it a smithy? No. Shop. Next to a tavern? No. Tavern. No, it wants to be next to a longhouse. Okay, what the hell was it? There's something that you wanted to have next to a shrine besides the monument and the longhouse. Now I just can't remember what the hell it is. Oh, was it Herbalist House? Yeah, there it is. Herbalist House. That's my guy. And the reason for that, again, more arcane. So again, if you want to build towards specific stats, these numbers here, this is what we're talking about. So again, that's good enough to get us working here. And again, the important part here really is the teleportation circle and the bulletin board. The reason for the bulletin board is it gives us a bonus to resolving problems in this particular region. And since we own damn near every region in the game now, it's a +2 to everybody's check, which is really, really nice. Okay, so that's done. Now, the only territory then really left for us is the one that's over here just past Pitax, the 1,000 Voices. I assume we get it. It's colored like we're going to take it over. Notice the one north of it is not colored in the same way. See that right there? And that's our border between Brantham and... But the fact that it is colored dark brown to me smacks of the fact that we're going to get it. Maybe it's the very, very last thing we do. I don't know. But it's definitely something that's of interest. Let's grab our... Yeah. We'll head back here. Let's do another rank up. First, is there anything region-wise? Mountain Resort, no. No, what does the Mountain Resort give us? No special effect. We still want it, though, because it's a mountain resort. We have the opportunity to rank up Lindsay. I like that one. Military, I like that one, too. We need the military to go up. Alright. Reg's turn. He's been low man on the totem pole for a while now. It's because of his strength is so ungodly high. That's his stat that buffs his military success. So that one passed. Passed there. +3 success. +3 stability for that one. Nice triumph. Triumph again. +8 community. +3 economy. +5 stability. Still in the serene category, so we're really kind of crushing it right now. We have a training. Notice that we can increase Casel skills as a general. I don't know who the hell that guy is. Oh, that's the advisor that, he's the stepson of the lady that gave us this land in the first place. He's a half-orc, kind of like a Ragangar. But he never gets used. So we're never like ranking him up on that. Build a town. That sounds like fun. That's a way to make one of your towns better. Another rank up for the counselor's endeavors this time. We have the general wants to talk with us. We still have the sentinel opportunity. And again, we have him available right now, but something else popped up too. Ancient tradition. She's got 100% success. Jod has 100% success as well. But again, this is a chance then for me to put him on a curse, because in 3 days' time she's going to be done with this, so I can actually have him do curses right now. 60 days. Ivar, Candlemere. 90 days. 75 days. 90 days, 60 days, Jesus Christ, man. Okay, so we're going to do that one probably for him, which means event-wise, Valerie's going to do that one. He can do this one at 50%, that's good enough. Curses, he's going to do this one. And then we want to go save that mess and go to our throne room, talk to some peeps. You got to say for yourself. Ragangar. Alright. Ragangar looks gloomy. Dora, we need to talk. A border patrol got buried under an avalanche in the eastern mountains. They're probably all dead. Not a great loss. They won't be the first to die, and they won't be the last. But there's a number of troops volunteering to go rescue them. Kingdom effect, military -3. The first avalanche is never the last. We'll risk losing half the army up there. It's just not worth it. But if I say we're not going to the mountains, they won't learn anything. They'll just take me for a heartless bastard. That's why I'd rather you give the order to cancel a mission. It's got to be you, the chief. So, here's our thing. So, it's dangerous and foolish. I'm not risking any more fighters for the sake of the few others. -3 loyalty. We won't leave our men behind. Let them climb into the angry mountains if they're so brave. +3 loyalty, -6 military. Fuck it. Pfft, they're probably dead already. It takes so much work to raise a good fighter. And now we have to sacrifice them like this. When these volunteers go missing, who's going to find them? Me or you? Support the general's endeavors. Suck it, Ragangar. Do as I tell you. No man left behind, son. Alright, there's a dragon. What up, dragon? He sent me the Tempest. Thanks for your gift. Cool. He wants more military upgrades, I'm sure of it. Alright, so what we got? Tempest. That's got to be something new. Ah, another great axe. Speed great axe. A greater shock speed great axe. Oh my. Have we given that to her already once before? By her, I mean her, of course. Let's get that bad boy. Extra attack around. It's a great axe, so she has the best swing possible with that shit. She doesn't have a +5 weapon. It's a +3, so you notice the 27 dips to a from 29 down to 27. This is a +5. This is a +3. But extra attack around, man, does solid damage too, and it's electric. But I still think we want the Lava Forge one. It's cool. And it is a +5. And greater flaming. And it bleeds them too, so pretty badass. Oh hell, can even summon a huge fire elemental once a day for 11 rounds. Holy shit. Okay. Anything over here? Nope. Alrighty. What we got? Success military +1. Rank up. Again, that's going to be his rank up. Yeah. She's about done in 7 days. Nothing on the events. If we do 7-day burn, it'll be the 30th day. So perfect opportunity to rank up something, whether it's the region or her. Or not her, or someone else. That's something we definitely want to do. So again, do we want to go Reg again? Matter of fact, we'll take a look. What is his stat right now? He's at a 22. Holy Jesus, man. And he's only rank 5. So we got a lot of 5s. Military, culture, and espionage being of them. Curator could use a rank up. He's only at 18. Relations from Lindsay. on our list, remember we had, for all the advisors that you have, the ranks are important because it also keys in towards the artisans. Artisans require a specific rank up to start making better shit for you. So let's see, we have a choice of relations, culture, or military, right? So let's see, who's in that list? Military upgrades for Dragon. He wants a military of 8. That's not happening anytime soon, but we could work towards it. Nothing wrong with that. Varas wants a military of 6. Now that's something we can do right now. 6 and 9, no less. And espionage of 5. And I think we have espionage up there. So this would be his second upgrade for Rask. That's not bad. He's the one that makes really weird orc type stuff. We have Shania. She likes relations. Getting it to 5 and 8. We're at 6 right now. Or sorry, 4 and 8. So we're at 6 right now. So 2 rank ups with Lindsay would get her there. And economy to 8, which actually is kind of lounging here at 6. So we need economy to go up too, but Jublost is busy. That's Shania. That's Talkie Talk. And she makes some weird stuff too. They all do. I don't know why I keep saying that. But culture and econ for Mim. Turville likes espionage, and that's it. Wow, Turville, you spying bastard. Irene likes arcane and relations. And relations are already capped out, and so are, well, not the arcanes, but the arcanes as high as she needs it to be. So Irene already gave us our masterpiece, and she has all the upgrades that she wanted anyway, so that was a good call on our part. Cheryl wants arcane 5, which is done already, and divine 6, which is done already. So Cheryl should be making us the ambrosial attire of arcane annihilation robe sooner than later is my guess. Naz wants population, and population's not on here. It actually falls under community. But we maxed that thing out to 9 already. 10 is the highest it can go, but she only needs it to 9. And she likes relations to be at 6, which are already at 6. So there's no reason in the world that Nazriel shouldn't be making our shit. And then the last one is Chemo, who likes culture of 5 and loyalty of 4 and 8. So loyalty is at 8, and culture is at 5. So again, Chemo's maxed out, and that's the one that makes the badass mirror bow. So we've done everything we can for many of these guys. I say probably Lindsay's turn for an upgrade. Why not? She's at 18 anyway. Let's do a quick save on this. Start my clock. Triumph. Plus 8 to economy. Success. Secret cache in the northeastern regions. Our scouts found a secret treasure in the northeast region. They've assured they've covered the area, and there are no more points in the interest. Varnhold, Dunsword, and the swords of Lebanese. I wonder if the treasure is something that gets dropped in my treasure box. Spell resistance discovery. Success. Success in scouting the northeastern regions. Cool. Training for Bart as the diplomat against someone we never trained, so piss off. We have Grand Diplomat wants to talk, of course, and now this one's ready to be worked on. And a perfect chance to pass it. So let's do a quick save, of course, since all that worked beautifully. Did I get him working on his curse? Okay, I did. I'll say I hope I remember to say yes to that. So here we go to the throne room. This will be Lindsay talking to us probably. Yep. What up, little Lindsay? Dora, 7 Arches is trying to exact revenge for our refusal to aid in the Novo-Boro conflict. Not only have they cut off food supplies, their wandering druids hired to fight this crisis are instead spoiling our crops further. Faced with the risk of starvation, our people are panicking and fighting for food in the markets. They must be resolved. Oh my god, get all the toilet paper you can! We must take urgent measures. Sending the general's army to 7 Arches would be effective, but cruel to the local farmers. I have 2 ideas. First, the response they expect from us is to tighten our belt, stockpile bread, and order the warden to distribute it evenly. The second, and the better plan, is to have the high priest persuade the local druids to fix the situation with this year's harvest. They normally stay out of such conflicts, but this is a dire emergency, so basically we need the high priest to work on shit. And guess what? He's working on a curse right now. Awesome. Here's Talkie Talk. What up, Shania? She gave me the Fervent Edge. That's not your masterpiece. Your fervent, yeah. Where is your masterpiece? Your masterpiece, I want to say, is called Mastery. Because it is. Okay. So you're not making it yet. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone? 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 Nope. Alright, so first, Fervent Edge. It's got to be that weapon that you're seeing right there. Newest to oldest. Another Falcata. Fire one. I think we've had this one before. She likes making this one. I don't want to check to see if there's anything in my Trone. In my keep. Yeah, look, they found a cache. Got a Fauchard. And a breastplate. Fauchard +2 and breastplate +4. That's stuff to sell.
How may I serve you, Your Highness?
What up, cleric man? Sell the breastplate, the Fauchard, and the Falcata. Yeah, go ahead and sell that Tempest. Go ahead. We're never going to use it. No need to hoard stuff. We do that way too much as it is. Alright. So, Lindsay's suggestions was 2 people doing a quest. 2 different advisors. And one of which, like we said, is busy. Relations +1. The other one is this guy here, Wrath of the Seven Arches. We have Jod would be the one that she'd want. And Reg or Keston could do the other one. And the reason that we want Reg to do it is because he's available for one, but the other is, well, actually, there's no other reason. Just that he's available. It's the end of the month. It says it's needed by the beginning of the 3rd month, but I never trust that shit. If you can start stuff, it's better to start it sooner than later in almost every instance. 50% chance, good enough for me. And again, now we're up to the next rank up. So what do we want to rank up? We have military, who's busy. Economy, yeah, I like that. Busy, busy. Storyteller. Yeah, ooh, espionage again. I'll take that too. She's busy. He's busy. Reg is busy. We're back to Jubilos. Okay, so we got 3 choices. Quick save this mess. We have economy, which is always needed in my opinion. Culture, which is always nice. And espionage was the other one. So he's at a 20. He's at an 18. He needs it more than anybody. Jubilos, what are you rocking? You're rocking 18. So Jubilos needs it though too. So let's do the economy one. And the reason for that is because this number here, the 6, all these ones that are above 6 right now, there's not many. This one is a lot, and so is this one. Anything that's above 6, they're only giving us 6. So you see that provides 6 BP per week. 2 BP is lost due to low economy. That's what they mean. This one here, we're losing 3. And again, we don't care. We got so much goddamn BP right now. It's retarded. This is the weird part of this game too, in my opinion. There's droughts and famines of BP for like the first 5 chapters, and then by the end it's so much BP you don't know what to fucking do with it all. You're like going around just rampantly ranking up every goddamn building just to be a smartass because you have just so much BP. Why not? But anyway, point is, well, we definitely want to rank these guys up. So let's get Jubilos ranked up. Go for it, 2GB. Be all you can be, buddy. Okay, economy is ranked 7 now. Failure. We don't do no failures there, GGB. You tell Tristan to smarten up. So, game is coming to an end here real soon, guys. I don't know how many more hours of gameplay we actually have. The last chapter, I must admit, is still pretty impressive, so don't kid yourself. We have quite a bit still to go. But this stuff is, boring. Let's just say it. So I don't feel bad at all if you guys don't watch this type of video. He ranked up there. Triumph this time. Loyalty 6 and Divine 3, sure. Damn you, failure. Can't have that shit. We're doing too good and everything's serene. We want to stay in the serene category. Passing everything is part of our cup of tea right now, buddy. Give GGB. I love that spell resistance, though. That's, again, another extremely valuable thing to have. Success this time. Disaster this time. Nope. Try again. I'm actually kind of eager to get the game done with. Not that I'm bored with it. It's I want to download that other mod they call the Wild and show you guys some other builds that I can make for you using that particular mod. Pass, of course. Success. Failure. Damn you, Keston. He's got like a 50% chance of passing this shit. Why is he being such a doof? Just to prove it to you. 50%, see? So, he's being a butt. 50 chance. Come on, man. Coin toss here. Work with me. Work with me, Keston. Success. Economy up. Triumph. Ooh, shit. I clicked too fast. Triumph. And he failed it. Damn it. It is only an opportunity. The way this game works is opportunities are great if you can get them. If you can't, don't kill yourself over it. But problems you never want to fail. Problems are what takes this down. So that's why you don't want to worry about failing stuff. But again, he keeps failing on an opportunity. So I really shouldn't care. But I do care. We're already scum saving, so who gives a shit? I mean, really, it's just another few saves backwards. Economy. Success. Keston, we're going to have words, me and you, buddy. I want to have words, man. Step number 5,673. Success. Success. Failure. What is your malfunction, buddy? 50-50 chance, bro. What's the problem, sunshine? We just may have to suck it up and deal with this. I'll give it maybe like 3 more tries. It's unrealistic to fail this many times in a row. Something's wrong. There we go. Stability, plus 10. Ooh, wow. It's a big one. At first, the new clockwork comrade in arms startled many of our guards, but it was sent to do the most dangerous task and proved itself well, showing both vigilance and readiness to put itself at risk for its comrades. It has already saved the lives of many guards, and they've accepted it into their ranks. They made themselves a little robot watchdog. Well, awesome. You know, we got Triumph. Regent arrived at the festival driving a cart full of wine and treats. She offered the first cup to a respected local witch doctor, who in turn predicted 100 years of peace and prosperity for the kingdom. Well, thank you, witch doctor. Well, alright, we got training now for Mager Varn as a treasurer, who again is not being used. And Bartholomew is a treasurer, who again is not being used, so completely useless shit. The treasurer would like to have words with us. Also, just as a quick recap, 46 days for the curse, 13 days to turn in stuff there, so we still got plenty of time to do another 7-day and another 7-day jump even, for that matter. So let's go talk to our treasurer. What up, GB? Got something cool to say? Say it. Tell me how awesome I am. I already know it. Your Highness, an ambassador of trade union in Daggermark has arrived at your court. The union is asking for permission to trade in our domain. They are willing to pay a generous fee. It's worth considering who we are dealing with. In Daggermark, your power and privilege depend directly upon the weight of your coin purse, whereas leaders of other countries often surreptitiously act as profiteers and bandits. It's through profiteering and banditry that rulers in Daggermark rise to power, and to be clear, the city is thriving. I often hear praise of the intelligence and business acumen of Daggermark citizens, but never any praise of their honesty or ethical perspective. It's up to you to decide who you make deals with, but I don't mind playing this little business game we've been offered. So we got trade agreement with Daggermark, community and loyalty and stability penalties. Let them go home. We have no interest in their offer. Community and loyalty bonus. He says he wants to play mind games. You do that mind game thing. It's a brave choice. We'll see what this risky cooperation brings us. So trade agreement with Daggermark and support the treasurer's endeavors. That's his next rank up. Good job. No artisans. I'm very lonely here in my court. No one wants to bring me presents. Sniff. Alright, economy +1 for that. And rank up again for Jubi if we want. Taking them from 7 to 8. Pretty nice now. And again, now we're getting 7 BP a week instead of 6 for this one and this one. So again, a little more each week. Economy upgrade. This is the trade agreement with Daggermark. Put Lindsay on that if we want to. In 15 days. 10 BP per week. Oh my. Reduces the income by 1 for each rank of stability and espionage below 10. Okay, wait, watch this. Reduces income by 1 for each rank of stability. Here. And espionage, that's below 10. So we're at 5 here, so that's 5 we would lose. And stability is at 6, so we'd lose 4. So we get 10 a week, but we'd lose 9. You see that? So again, we just need to make sure that those go up. And I'm cool with that. Do your thing. And on that note, let's see, is espionage available or stability available for upgrades? Who's the stability guy? Oh, wrong thing. Quick save on that mess. Rank up. Stability is available. Keston. He's at 18 anyway. Wanted to make sure he went up. That's good. So I think that's time for him to get an upgrade. Quick save that mess. Start me project. Rank 7 stability. Nice. Training. Strength Keston as a warden. Ooh. Now this is something we can do. You see this? This is one that he's already being currently used in this position. So this, since he's a non-player character, this is a way for you to rank him up over here besides the rank up process. So we can train him, so to speak. Pay money to do it. And he's busy for that 20 days. But total worth. Warren wants to talk to us here in a minute. And we have a problem that we have to solve by the end of this month. Those two guys. Let's see. Reg and Jod. What are they doing? Oh, Jod can... Oh, Reg is there. Okay. About to say, where the hell is Reg at? In 6 days he can do that. So we'll do the next rank up and he'll be good to go.